Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. This is In the Shop, Humvee episode 2. Show you what I got going on here. So basically, I don't know if these sponsons just have bad fitment like most Humvee things. You got to think Humvees are made by one manufacturer. The parts are doled out to the cheapest bidder of another manufacturer. Lo and behold, a lot of times stuff doesn't fit right. That's only normal. I don't know if it got in an accident. The reality is it's probably a combination of both of those things. But these were seriously out of spec, and I was wondering how we were even going to get them mounted correctly at all. And basically what I've been able to figure out here is you just got to get creative with some straps and contort this thing into a shape that is somewhat acceptable. So I'm really just going off of the four corners here. This is basically flush. This is basically flush. You come around to this side. This is basically flush. Zoom out a slight bit here. This is basically flush. Then you come up to here. That's about what we want with the door jamb. That's basically flush. And come all the way around to the other side. That's about what we want with the door jamb. And that's basically flush. So this is actually maybe in a little bit, but then it juts out in the middle, as you can maybe see on camera. All right, guys, so here's how we're looking. This is 50% bolted on. Actually, most of the bolts I got were too short, so I get kind of creative. You can't really see in there because it's kind of dark, but every other bolt on this is basically on. So this sponson is stout. I think the fitment's pretty good. It's not perfect, but worst case, I can probably loosen the bolts and mess with it a little bit. I've cut out the new seal. That turned out pretty good, if I do say so myself. I had to tape parts of it together because I just couldn't buy a piece of rubber that was that big. But I think it'll work just fine. This is more of a spacer, actually, than it is a seal. So I'll come back with silicone or something to, really seal this thing up as much as you can with the slant back. So next step is I got to find a way to lift that freaking beast up and put that seal under it. And then I'm going to take that strap and pull this out and hopefully be able to align this in the way I need to align it. So as you can see, it's about, at the worst point, 3/4 of an inch off. But that is actually a lot better than it was looking. I guess just from having this thing strapped up, I was able to kind of, warp it slightly closer to the correct position. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so this thing is partially hard mounted. Like I said, I've got a lot of extra bolts and stuff that has to go, but she is solid. Now, this took a lot of work. I'm still not 100% sure it's right. But you know what? The holes are drilled. The four corners are basically lined up, or at least they're all lined up in a similar fashion. So I'm going to call that a win for now. All right, guys, so I'm taking a break from these doors. I've got 3 out of the 4 currently on and adjusted reasonably well. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can use the soft top B pillar. I realize it's too tall, so I'm going to have to cut it down a little bit. But just looking at it, my hope is I can drill the rivets out on this trim piece here and take this off. And I'm hoping that'll fit inside of the slant back roof. It's got a thing that comes down here and then I don't know what you call it, but I don't know, molding or whatever. So hopefully this will fit in there. And then all I have to do is cut this a little shorter and I'll be able to run this as a B pillar, and it'll look a lot better than trying to fabricate up some crazy thing, and because I can't find the turret ring support and all that's like $1 million anyway. All right, guys, so I was going through all these creative ways to try and measure the height of that thing, and I was thinking about running string from the A pillar to the B pillar and measuring the height from the string to the tunnel and all this stuff, and I don't know if any of that just made sense, but then I was thinking, why not just put the top on without the B pillar and measure from the roof to the transmission tunnel, and then put the C pillar on and measure from the top of the C pillar to the transmission tunnel and subtract the difference, and then I'll know exactly how much I need to cut. All right, I've got my medieval torture device hung from the roof. I can definitely see how this would lift 2,000 pounds. That is some gear reduction. Like, wow. I guess go that way to go, yeah. Anyway, this is greasy, man. They grease the chain. I get it, helps it run smooth, but kind of reminds me of that time I had to rent that roto-rooter from Home Depot because my drain's clogged, and it was real wet like that, except it wasn't grease, it was shit. I mean, if this isn't OSHA approved, I don't know what it is. Unfortunately, I'm maxed out on my height here, and I'm still not tall enough. So I need to redo my strap job. All right, so here's the new solution. I've got a motorcycle carrier, like you'd put on the hitch of a vehicle, the hitch receiver, and 1,300 ratchet straps. So, all right, I caught this sucker up in the air about 7 feet. So, I hope this YouTube video doesn't turn into a live leak video. All right, the roof is basically on. Some fitment issues, which is to be expected with the Humvee. Man, you can't tell me that doesn't look tough. That's pretty awesome. You know, guys, now that I'm looking at this, I could just run this without a C-pillar, and it would work. Now, I wouldn't want that as a long-term thing, but the roof has plenty of support in the front, plenty in the rear, and it wouldn't be that hard to take these collars, right, buy DOM that's like this, and I mean, I don't have a tube bender, but I could probably get one, and just buy 2 sections of this exact thickness DOM and fab up a bar that goes all the way across and then weld it in the middle. And it would be stronger probably than that aluminum thing, especially after I had to cut it down. And probably a lot easier to just do that as well. So I think I'm just gonna do that, to be honest. All right, so here's where we're at. Told you I gotta get this rewired before we get the top on, so I'm in OSHA approved position right now. Humvees normally have a weird over-engineered thing here that uses contacts. Where it's this, and the top of the windshield has another one of these, and they touch each other, and then that allows the wipers to go. And BMW must have helped them with this one, because I don't really understand why they did that. But I don't know. Supposedly it's so you can fold down the windshield and yada yada, but you could also just do that and make the wires long enough, or So anyway, I soldered that up. I used the Humvee bullet connector things. Got that all wired. It only took 37 minutes to figure out for some reason. But she's working now. Check it out. Wipers aren't attached, but looky there. Turbo mode. So, yeah. All right. I got her back in the heated garage. The roof is hard mounted, especially this one. That's good enough for government work. But she's coming together. So, also, put in these nice new lights. Much better working in the brightness. I'm gonna do a few small tasks to bundle it up. Some of this stuff's been nagging me a little bit, so I'm gonna put these on. I think what I'm gonna do is just riv nut these on. Well, I don't know how good that's gonna riv nut. I might give it a shot. Try and riv nut these. It's annoying trying to get an arm in there and thread the nut on and yada yada. I love riv nuts. I mean, they might not be the best thing for a hood hold down because they're not super strong, but it's worth a shot. All right, got them on. I tell you, the new hardware, stuff like this, makes a big difference. All right, we're doing a little test fit of the wipers. It's amazing how much more complete wipers will make a rig look. But here's a pro tip. Take you some glass cleaner and hit your windshield. You should probably clean it anyway. And just check out the pattern of your wipers. Because you wouldn't believe how many times I put wipers on and come to find out the pattern's not very good. It's not great in a Humvee to begin with, but just sit yourself in the driver's seat. That one needs to be replaced. And just check out what they do. So I think this side's pretty good. So I will just copy the other side with this side. It's kind of funny, that's all you get on a Humvee. So that one I think needs to go one click to the right here. All right, wipers are tapped on there with the old rubber mallet. Humvee wipers are interesting. There's no bolt or nothing. You just smush them on there. And then when you gotta get them off, it's kind of a pain, but you crowbar them off. Well, let's see what that looks like. Yep. That one is totally shot, but it looks good. Remember to turn that off. It's always fun waking up to 2 dead batteries instead of 1. All right, that didn't really clean up that good, so I had to hit it with something else. Glasses are flipped, so inside's got all the bugs, which is kind of different. But let's go ahead and get some mirrors going. I'm gonna take these out, and the mirrors aren't painted yet, but I'll paint them later. All right, that is gonna probably do it for this episode. I wanted to totally finish everything, but it's looking really good. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. This thing, we did a lot this episode. It's gonna take some editing, I tell you that. But it's looking good. It's looking like a real Humvee now. A lot of stuff I gotta polish up. I'm gonna do that over time. But it's good enough to drive around. Anyway, that's it. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.